What is good, my ninjas? It is your boy Yinko coming at you with another Fantasy Star ITP. And I have with us a very special guest. It is possibly one of my favorite YouTubers for Fantasy Star Online too. And it is the man, the myth, the legend, N0sSyndrome. Nos, can you say a little something, please, sir?
Hello? And I can't believe you said like one of your favorite. That means I'm not your favorite. No, I'm kidding.
no. See. I do have other favorite YouTubers, but as far as with Fantasy Star Online too, like I love your content. So yeah, and then of course we have the man, Fresh for Real, of course my co-host. Fresh, say a little something, sir.
What is up, guys? Fresh for Real, the drunken immortal. I'm happy to be here, happy to be with Yink and N0sSyndrome, man. It's my first time meeting you, but it's good to have you here.
Sweet. So it's gonna be essentially a short discussion on just two topics. One that me and Fresh have been talking about for a little bit. And the first topic is, especially with you, Nos, you have a background in MMOs, especially MMORPGs, and the main discussion that we have is, are roles viable?
We lost Nas.
Oh, we lost him?
Yeah.
Ain't back.
No,
Is he back?
dude. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There he is.
No, dude.
He's back.
Okay. I thought it was weird I didn't hear him anymore. Oh. So, God, that just threw me all off. Oh, shit. Nas, can you hear us? Mr. Syndrome. Mr. Syndrome, are you there, sir? I don't know if you can hear us.
Nah, she there?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Ah, that's what's happening.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yes.
You're back.
Okay. For some reason, I was trying to find the party, and when I clicked on a button to actually check the parties, it just kicked me out. And when I joined back, for some reason, Windows decided that the Xbox app did not have permission to use my microphone anymore.
Hell yeah. God, you gotta love Xbox. I love Xbox so much. But
That was a practice run.
Oh yeah. So
And also, sound should be a lot better because I realized that the wrong microphone was in use.
Yeah, I thought it was weird, like when you were like sounding like super far away, but you know it's cool.
There's
cool, but
there's no feed now. He's good. He's clear.
yeah, super clear.
Yeah.
But so essentially, what we were talking about was you having a MMORPG background, like most of us. What is your thoughts on pure roles like tanker, healer, DPS? Like, do you think it's viable in this game, or do you think that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think it's viable in PSO2. It's like the way the gameplay works, having the trinity of all MMOs would just wouldn't work because it's way too like action oriented. Stuff melts really fast. The way the bosses behave, you couldn't just have a tank to handle all of the aggro and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I think that the trinity is kind of like an outdated system that we should all get rid of. But that's just me.
Okay. All right. Y'all starting off with some heat. All right.
He is
So
hot.
I'm Fresh. You go ahead. What's your opinion on this, sir?
Coming from a long line of MMOs, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 14, Jade's Cocoon, you name it, I've played it. I'm into traditional roles as they relate to PSO. Um, Putting it into practice, I don't think. I guess if I had to choose it either or, I guess no. I wanted to say yes for support and DPS, yeah, for sure. But dedicated tanking, I don't think you could pull that off for bosses. Um, Either somebody's going to pull a threat through DPS or something like that. You're not going to be able to grab the boss like a normal tank would in a traditional MMO. I would love it if you could. I would love it if one person could just have the boss on this side, and everybody that has Valiant stance, every fighter with Valiant stance can attack from the rear. I mean, I'm a not with Valiant stance, Y stance could attack from the rear and get the perfect numbers and stuff like that. But
Mm,
unfortunately, I think it falls short when it comes to tanking.
okay. 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 I think I'm gonna play devil's advocate and go against the grain and say that I think there's a possibility. I mean, of course, it's going to be a little bit of tweaking on top of depending on the group size that you have. You know, you have a full group of 12 and maybe about 4 dedicated tankers. I'd say at least about 2 or 3 dedicated healers, and the rest can play DPS. I feel that like I totally agree with what both of y'all are saying. Like I agree that you know with UNOS, things do melt very very quickly, especially with builds, augments, potentials on weapons. It's very very easy. It's very very easy to melt. But as we're seeing in Ultimate Quest, that's not. And of course, I mean, of course, we're about 5 levels under, on top of, we don't have everything that JP has as far as with augments and builds and stuff like that.
Well,
As
just
well,
level 95 is a big thing.
right, right. And but I feel like that, there's I want to say probably as the game does progress to reach where JP is, uh, the Trinity, as you call it, probably will not be a viable source at all, like at all, at all. So I totally agree. But I feel like right now, in the current state of the game, I feel that it kind of can be, and that's only just because I just want to just go against the grain. Now, truly, I
Well,
feel that. Go ahead.
no, no, no. I didn't want to interrupt. I'll go after you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, just truly, like, just right now, just that it can't be used. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I I agree with what you're saying, but I also see I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I'm just like I like to prepare for everything. So you got my cousin and my brother both play this game. My brother
Mm-hmm.
likes playing healing only, and my cousin like being DPS. Cool. Let's say I don't know. Let's say you were a random friend that only had hunter, and somebody's got to get hit. We're all not going to be able to dodge. So, rather than me getting hit as a fighter, I'd rather a hunter be able to get hit, maybe even pull a little bit of threat. So, I mean, I definitely see where it could fit, and I'm not sure what opens up at 95 as far as threat generation and stuff like that, outside of
Mm-hmm.
just doing raw numbers. But it'd be really really nice to see. It'd be real nice to see. And that's just me. I've played a lot of MMOs with traditional roles. I'm just used to it. I
While
like
I
it.
while I don't think that tanking could work, I would really like to see a class that is dedicated as a support. Like I've played a lot of Force recently, and my favorite part of Force was joining UQs and just spamming heals and buffs for everybody all the time. That was amazing.
Where have you been all my life?
Yeah, like just having that healing factor and that overall support is so clutch. So clutch.
And it's
So
so fun to
clutch.
play too.
See, I've never, for me, I've always been that I'm gonna be in the action at all times, no matter what. Like, it's just always been my play style. Like, sitting back and supporting, I can do it. I can do it. It's just kind of like just pulling teeth with me, and I guess I'd have to get out of like my comfort zone, especially when Phantom comes out, because I
Have you
think
have you tried supporting S Force?
no,
Like
no,
I'm telling you, it's not all roses. It's you're in the action because you have to be close to everybody because you only heal or buff in a certain range around you. So you're constantly in front when you don't want to be in front because with Force you're squishy as heck.
right,
So you're
right.
constantly just dodging, charging your spells, trying to deal damage in between your buffs and your heals, and it's a lot more action than you think, I believe. You should try it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, cause like right now I'm on this slow track of leveling up everything. Right now I'm leveling up my fighter, my hunter, and my braver is already max, and I'm just working on that because I've been trying to work on a pure tank hunter, like just pure defense, and then the fighter would bring in a little bit of the DPS, so I'm just not just completely all defense, and just not being able to put any numbers up. But definitely been trying to make just defense on my weapon, defense on my armor, and just all like defensive capabilities on my hunter skill tree, which is which is why I brought up is traditional roles and parties actually viable in PSO2, because I like just from what I have currently with the build that I have, I'd say no. I'd say no. I can pull some aggro with a lot of the enemies, but it, for the most part, I mean, you know, when me fresh playing, he's still getting bombarded with enemies. I don't think it fully pulls the aggro of the bosses, uh, even the mini bosses, and so yeah.
There's also a balancing problem with PSO to have a class like that, because the main reason why people don't go defense, for example, on their mag is that late game, uh, it doesn't matter. Like you're either getting one shot or you're not. You have to dodge.
Right.
Dodging is way more important than defense. And that's just how PSO is balanced. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That could be debated, but
Hmm.
it is what it is.
Okay. Okay. All right. So next, and what? Oh, before I move on to the next, Fresh, do you have anything else to add, sir?
No, no, no. I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm here, I'm present, baby. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bet. All right, so the next topic, it's near and dear to my heart because me and Fresh, the last ITP that we had, this I brought this up, and I definitely had some things to say on this, but you know, it would be nice to get a third opinion or a third perspective on it, and that is PSO2 elitism. And I only
Oof.
bring it up, and I only bring it up just because of the simple fact that I had watched a YouTube video the other day, and it was a guy uh, who had posted a video responding to one of his subscribers, I guess, or a viewer who watched his stuff and said that if it was during the new Magatsu uh, EQ, and they said that with you playing like you were, and I'm only paraphrasing, with you playing like you were, I would have reported you. And he had some very he didn't cuss, but he definitely had some choice words to say to the guy as far as how he felt about that. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion on elitism.
A guy on YouTube did that?
Yeah, a viewer had said that if I was if I saw you playing like that, I would have reported you because
Okay,
it was like super hard. Oh my god, too.
okay. It was a viewer who said that. Okay.
Yeah, it was a viewer. Yeah, that commented on dude's video, and he responded to that viewer that commented on there. I can't remember the YouTuber that posted it. That posted the video. But yeah, he definitely. I thought it was pretty messed up. I even commented on it because I felt that, that like at one point we all started off as as new players and people who are inexperienced in EQs, and with how PSO2 is now, like say with Fresh for Real's brother, he just started out, but he had two people that was already max level.
Yeah.
That was already max level playing with them. So if we were to go into EQs with them, we're wiping out the boss in about less than 5 minutes. And that's just
Yeah.
with me and him.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I can't stand for elitism. Like it really pisses me off. I'm just like, let people enjoy the game and learn how it works. But also, like, let me tell you a secret. Like, I played JP for a long time, but on JP for as long as I've played, most people were max level, max geared, and everything like that. And before the NA version, I realized that I never knew how to properly fight Luther.
No way.
Because Luther would just melt, and I never had to learn it.
Right. Okay. So the YouTuber's name is Cry. That's CRYY. It was Cry.
Okay, he's a
PSO2
he's
elitism at its finest.
he's a big name.
Yeah. And for him to have made a response to the viewer, I'd say that speaks some volumes. And the viewer also, I guess the viewer also had like because I guess he responded to the viewer as well in the comments, and and the viewer had some more stuff to say, but I just thought it was pretty messed up.
Yeah, I keep hearing about it. I did not experience it myself so far on PSO2 NA, but I've heard a lot of people talk about how like a lot of people are toxic, and it kind of worries me. It's like it's a brand new game, and being toxic is just going to turn people away.
Right. Yeah,
And like
definitely.
turning people away is not what you want, because you want the game to survive. You want it to be there for a long time. You don't want people to leave because like the little gang from the JP servers who moved over to NA are not willing to give a chance to new players to learn the game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely because I never experienced it either, and it wasn't really until Fresh had brought it to my opinion, to my attention, because at one point both me and Fresh were part of the Alliance Instinct, which is the #1 alliance right now, and you know we started like kind of firsthand, like seeing the elitism and just how people talk, about whatever class that you use, and especially Fresh. He's a content creator, so like his whole thing is like, I want to push the boundaries of whatever it is that
Yes.
I'm doing. Like, he chose to go fighter, and when he chose to go fighter, and I'll let Fresh explain it. You go ahead, Fresh. I'm gonna shut up.
No, I do. I like pushing the boundaries of any class that I play, just to not even for like min maxing, but just to be able to show up and somebody be like, wow, he lived through that, or oh my god, he dropped him, or just just for that wow factor and for just growth. And I got all kinds of, you should do this, you shouldn't be playing that, and use this weapon, this is right, this is wrong. And I was like my first day, I was like, I'm gonna switch my main from Braver to Fighter, and I'm gonna use twin daggers. I like the twin daggers. That's me. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. And it
Hmm.
was, oh, twin daggers are shit. You don't even do it. If you're gonna go Fighter, go double saber. Don't do it. And I was like, that's exactly the motivation I needed. But I was facing it. But that's a two-way street for me though, because okay, then I build up my skill, whatever, and I show, hey, I am good. I know what to do. I know how to play this class, and I can shine. Where does elitism start? And I guess knowing, like, how bad do you have to be for actually elitism to start? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you just playing super duper bad, so bad that somebody just has to say something to you, or do you actually know what you're doing, but somebody thinks you could do it better or their way? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's that line? And that's why I'll try to just stay out of people's way, and I just let people play the way they want to play. And if it, if it gels and it meshes with my vibe, then we're good. I'm adding you as a friend. We're kicking off parties, and that's the way we're gonna get down. And if you're saying something rude to me, or I should use this PA or those PAs, yes, I appreciate your advice, but if you're gonna harass me about it, then that's not the way we need to go, and I'm gonna go another route. But yeah, I got it. I got it. Just switching to Fighter from Braver.
I find it so upsetting that people force other people to play what is optimal and don't let people experiment in a game like PSO2 that lets you experiment so much.
Yes.
But like you have to do it the meta way, or it's not okay. Like you suck if you don't. It's stupid. Like just
Yes.
let people enjoy what they want to play. It's just like I don't follow the meta. Like I use a bunch of PAs that I should probably not be using, just because it's fun. Like I use that there's a launcher skill where you just like kind of like clubber thing.
Wow Wallop.
Yeah, there's something I can't remember the names of every skills, but whatever. That skill is terrible technically, but I find it so funny whenever I use it. It's like it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me, it's and I won't lie. Like, there's been a few instances where me and Fresh are playing, you know, and we're playing. I want to say probably like, yeah, we're playing super hard, and somebody joins up on us, and they're like 20 levels under us. Now that in that retrospect, I'm like, if you gonna come to the hardest difficulty, you gotta at least be
I'm with it.
close to the level, if not, because like they were literally getting one shot every single go around. We were wasting more time trying to res them than actually, killing enemies and killing bosses. So in that aspect of, and I don't even want to say it's elitism. I just think it's just being smart, because why would you go into something that's too high for you that you can't really do? You're
Yeah,
just at
sorry.
the. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just want to say like
That's fine.
this is not necessarily uh, the player's fault. I think that is the game's fault, because like we know that you shouldn't be on super hard at level 40, for example, or whatever it is when people join, and it was a big problem during Elder and stuff like that. The game lets you do it, so if you don't know, you're gonna do it.
Right.
Mm.
Very true. Very true. But I feel that at the same time, because I've even done it trying to level up lower classes. I'll see maybe like somebody close to 70, and probably a 75, which is one of their partners trying to help them level up, and I'll be like, I'm jumping on that bandwagon. They could backpack me, like, and I find myself doing it, if I'm not playing with Fresh or Soul, you know, I find myself doing it. So I get it. Like, I get where you're coming from. Like, yeah, like if you meet the minimum requirements, you can do the highest difficulty, even at the lowest level, the lowest required level. And I get
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, like I feel like that's also something that a player, chooses that they want to do. They're like, oh, well, I see 275s running this. I'm going to jump on the 275s. And honestly, if they were to just message and be like, hey guys, this is like a
Yeah.
second or third character, I'm leveling up. Can I just run with y'all for a little bit and level up? I feel that would be a little bit better versus just coming in and us thinking that you're
Jumping
just
in.
a very new player, yeah, that don't know nothing, because then it's gonna
I
be
feel like
worse.
it's rude. I actually feel like it's rude to do that, to someone. It's like a low level, especially someone that doesn't know what they're doing, a low level player that's just trying to get everything to the max, jumping in your game is as
Hmm.
good as a status ailment on this game, like an affliction. I'm
Damn.
serious, and I'm not trying to be crude, but it's as good as an affliction. You're gonna have to use resources to raise them. You're If they run down one of the, like floating facility, you have a lot of dead ends. They run down the dead end and spawn something, and you're going the opposite way. And you have to run all the way back now, either help them or pick them up or get the experience that they've now triggered. So I again let if you just shoot me a message, I'm fine with it, but let me know, because otherwise I think it's rude.
It's funny because
Well, I was about to say, you've ran into that a lot, Nos. Like, you run into that a lot on
I
your
was I was
streams.
I was about to say, I hate when people join my parties randomly, but for completely different reasons. Like for me, it's not that I find that it's rude that I'm gonna have to like spend resources to help them and all that. No, it's because I like to play at my own pace, and often I won't do anything for like 5 to 10 minutes. But then someone joins my party, and I suddenly feel bad and pressured. I'm like, I have to perform
Mm,
now. I have to,
mm.
I have to keep going forward. I can't stop now.
Oh,
And it's
damn.
why I don't like it. It's not even because like, oh, this person is low level. No, no, it's because I don't want to be I don't want to be a burden. I want to it makes me feel like I have to progress and I can't just do it at my own pace anymore.
Right.
Well
Right.
said. Well said.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, and especially from the video that I told you, like it like it really like irked me when I saw that video, and I was just like, man, like there's actually people out there that like wholeheartedly believes that if you don't know the mechanics, you're like you're trash,
Yeah.
and that they feel that they need to report you because you don't know the mechanics. And again, that goes back to my point, because I even said it in the comment that I had made. I was just like, when you do have those people that are 75 running with their friends and they're just melting, you know, normal hard, very hard bosses, so when you get to super hard, that's where you're really learning the mechanics at. That's just me personally. I feel like that's where you're really learning the mechanics, is when you hit the harder difficulty and nobody is just running through the
Mm.
bosses.
To
You
be
know,
fair, the real trial by fire is extra hard.
very true, very true. But I feel like, and this is just my experience. Like when I was a part of the Alliance Instinct, we were all farming up, we were all forming up the parties and everything. I mean, I would say like a lot of the people were already min maxed. So like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when it was just like 11 of us, and one random person from some other alliance just so happened to get in. But, it was 11 of us, and we were running EQs, and we were just blowing through it, even through the extra hard. We were blowing through it. We were like, "Is this actually extra hard?" Like we ran through like the Falls Elder with the
Yep.
hands. We ran through that 5 times in less than 10 minutes, and then when we got to the actual Falls Elder, like main body, like that was like maybe about 7-8 minutes total. Like we ran through that. Like it was nuts. So like I don't I don't know if like maybe if you're like level 70, maybe like it's a true test, but like and if you're not running with alliance members, like just randoms, it'll probably take you a minute. For sure.
Yeah, it takes a while when you do it with randoms.
Yeah, it's especially the Magatsu EQ. Like
Yeah,
holy crap. Like
he has a lot of HP.
yeah, a lot of HP, a lot of HP. And that was another thing like not with the JP being out, being out for as long as it's been out, I'm surprised like there's not more. It's the best way. Like guides on a lot of
Yeah,
these.
that is true. Um, like even though JP has been out for so long, and there's two problems with it. There's the fact that JP has been out for so long that people know the fight, even though the game just came out. Whoever came from JP over to NA. But also, you have the opposite as well, where there's no guides anywhere about how to do it. Like, how do you expect new players to know what they're supposed to do when there's no information out there for them? Like, you know this information because you've been playing on JP for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because that goes, and I guess this is a third topic. We just made a third topic. So I've been doing YouTube for like about 8 years now, and it's been inconsistent. PSO2 has made it more consistent for me to do it because I just love playing this game. And when the beta first came out, I put out a farming video, a possible farming video. It wasn't even a pure like this is where you go to farm. This was just a possible farming area, and I got over 3K views and a whole bunch of comments of like your video's the only farming video. So like that's to say like with and a lot of these guys that I see, that are covering PSO2, I'm surprised they haven't put out any videos on that. So is there an elitism with holding content?
Hoarding it. They hoard it.
Yeah, is that an elitism with hoarding like information from JP? With old JP players, like is that a form, or is
I
that
don't
like
think
something?
so.
Because like just to say that, we don't see too many, informational guides on that, on regular stuff, regular stuff. We don't see anything on like until it's the NA side that's putting out, you know, information guides and like, hey, here's how you do this and here's how you do that. Like, I'm just surprised that there isn't more of that.
Yeah, me too. I was actually really surprised while I was playing JP at just how little content there was out there. Like, even searching on Reddit and Google and everything, you can't find anything. Like, even today, I was looking into making a video talking about like the state of PSO2 and what's coming with episode 4, and I couldn't find any clear information about what dropped as part of episode 4. I could find bits and pieces,
Mm-hmm.
but I could never find a clear list of things that came out with episode 4 for some reason.
That's crazy.
And like it's like that for everything in PSO. Even with the NA being out for like 3 months now, 3-4 months,
Mm-hmm.
you still don't have that information.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the slow leak of information, that are being found out by NA players or, you know, people. Now, I will say that there's YouTube uh this YouTuber called Ninja Cheeto, but he was putting out some information. He stopped. He just puts out emotes now, but he put out some pretty good stuff. He's a JP veteran, and he switched over, and he definitely dropped knowledge. It's just the slow leak of information that's just coming out. That's just what sucks. But Fresh, do you have anything to add, good sir?
No, man, I'm just enjoying hearing people who are like-minded and want to enjoy the game in their own way, but also flows with how I also enjoy the game. So I know that it all it does is reaffirm that I'm not doing it wrong. Not to say that there is a hard right and a hard wrong, but I
Right,
know that, hey, what I'm doing is right.
In my
right.
opinion, like that's what I tell everyone. Like I get a lot of questions on streams or in the comment sections where it's like, "Oh, what's the best thing for this or that?" And I'm like, "You're asking the wrong person because I don't care." It's like,
Mm, that's a good answer, though. That's a good
Facts.
answer.
He'll definitely say that. He'll be like, just play the game how you want to play the game. Just play the game how you want to play the game.
it's like
So,
I don't even think I would be able to give a good answer to people asking me that because I don't care, so I didn't look into it. It's like I don't even know, most likely.
right, yeah. Well, good sir. I really do appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
to ITP and having this discussion with us. Like, it was a huge honor. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. I watch your streams as much as I possibly can. Cause when you stream, I'm usually at work. So
That's
yeah.
fair.
So I'm usually at work, and I don't have the freedoms all the time to be able to watch you because I'm busy. But when I do watch, I watch all of straight through. But I definitely appreciate you coming on and having this talk. If you guys don't know N0sSyndrome, I will have his YouTube channel down in the description. Also, Fresh for Real's YouTube channel will be down in the description. Check both of them out. Both great content
Mm,
creators. Both great guys. I just really appreciate you guys, both of you guys, being on ITP and having this conversation with me. And
thank you, brother.
hopefully,
Thank you.
and hopefully, we can do this again. In the later future. I know some Nas, you have a very, very, very busy schedule as well as with you, Fresh. So, I definitely appreciate you guys, taking the time out.
No problem.
It's all
Taking
good.
the
It
time out.
was a pleasure, and honestly, don't be a stranger. You can poke me in game, and we can party if I'm online.
Hey,
Nice.
I'm totally down with that. Totally, totally down. And you're on ship too, correct?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So that's perfect, man. I really appreciate it. But this is your boy Yinko. I am signing out. You guys can do y'all little outro. I don't know how y'all want to do it.
Naj, you want to go first?
Nah, I'm good. I always feel awkward doing an outro during as a guest and all that. It's happened a few times, and I really don't like it. So you go ahead. I'm just gonna be
Okay.
here.
My man. All right, guys, it's Fresh for Real. Like I said, I appreciate being here. I appreciate everything Yinko and Nas both do for our community because it is a community, and one, one
Big
step at a
facts.
time, we're helping each other. So appreciate it all. Stop by each of our channels. It's all diverse content, but it's all surrounding the same thing, which is this game. So hit us up if you can, and like you already know, I want to play with my viewers. So if you're watching and you want to play and I'm on, hit me up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'll put Nas's. I don't know if you have your stream schedule up. I'm pretty sure you have it in the Discord. Yeah.
I don't have a stream. Well, I do have a stream schedule, but it's not posted anywhere. But anyways, I'm going to do my little outro anyway, even though it makes me awkward. I am N0sSyndrome. I am N0sSyndrome. I am the most awkward content creator ever. I feel bad about everything all the time. You can find me on YouTube at N0sSyndrome. I stream every single Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And hopefully I'll see you there. And I love your face.
God, I love that. I love